We went out and had a hamburger steak on my wedding day. I'm your sweetheart. Yeah. You're my sweetheart.
A very special time in this household is that Henry and Lucille have hamburger steak and mashed potatoes and onions and gravy for their anniversary dinner, which is what they had in 1946. And I have had the honor of being able to prepare that for them for their 58th, 59th, and 60th anniversary here at this house.
Do you remember our 50th anniversary? We went out and ate hamburger steak. Yeah. Back then, that was something, wasn't it?
If Hospice wasn't here, then they would not be able to be at home together.
He had an outlet with them, and so did I. I talked to them too. Like when they would leave and go on the front porch, I would always walk out with them, and if there was something really bothered me, maybe I could have a cry or whatever, or talk to them about it. So they were just really important to both of us, and I guess the whole family.
This fat lady ain't gonna sing, or you gonna sing?
Watch it. And I can reflect back at this hospice nurse. It was almost like my guardian angel just appeared, you know, and she greeted me with very open arms. I didn't feel like she was a stranger, although I had only had just one conversation with her prior to this.
This is what the whole field is about, is the compassion of being able to keep people at home. You don't have that compassion in facilities.
I'm the eyes and ears for the doctor. When things are going on that I assess, I can call the doctor, get orders over the telephone so that they can remain in their home. Our idea of hospice is not to have the patient having to go to the emergency rooms or going to the facility for anything that's unnecessary. A lot of things can be done at home, antibiotics, wound care, anything that occurs while they're at home. They can call us 24 hours a day. It doesn't matter the time. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning, they need me. I will get out my bed, get dressed, and I will come to see what the family wants.
Christmas was probably his favorite time, and he just really enjoyed watching the grandchildren run around and open their presents. And we would, usually I'd have the tree over here, and we would have presents just stacked up this high, and after we ate lunch, then everybody opened their presents, and it would be a madhouse. Everybody was running around, giving the presents, and so it was really exciting time for him, and I'm so glad that he got to live through that, and I think he actually died 8 days later. I think maybe that was the last thing he was waiting for, was Christmas, his last Christmas. He was at home with the family, and hospice gave that to him, the last thing they gave to him.
They allowed him to stay here, and he was able to be at home. He was able to spend his last few days on Christmas Day with the whole family. And, you know, that's priceless. It allowed me to hold my father. When he took his last breath, I got to hug him and hold him. That's all you can ask for.
My mother wanted to go. She was very peaceful, very relaxed, and I think it has everything to do with the hospice nurse that's there by that bedside.
If there's something you really want to do, they will go out of their way to do anything they can to help you to be able to do that. And I think that's just really means a lot to a person who knows that their life is not going to be too much longer.
It's been good. because they made it possible for us to stay together. It'd be hard to imagine without her.
He was just the love of my life. And I don't even think about anybody else. I don't think I could ever love anybody else. He was just that type of person.
First time I saw her, I was going to see another girl. But once I ever saw her, the other boys wanted to trade girls with her. I told them, no sir, she's mine. And that's the way it's been ever since. Oh, she is the love of my life.
Hospice just give us that time to just sit and talk about our whole life and the things we did and things we wished we had done and things we didn't do.
With the hospice nurse that we had, she was just kind of like your angel sent from above. I will never forget this woman. She was very loving, had so much compassion, not only for my mother, but for each and every one of my sisters.
Hey, little girl, you're the prettiest girl. Prettiest girl I ever had. You're my sweetheart, aren't you? Hmm? I'm your sweetheart. You're my sweetheart.
To know that someone genuinely loves your father, and I know that with all my heart, that the people that worked for him loved him and cared about him and my mom, and did way above and beyond what I would think hospice should do. It was just like having your brother or your sister taking care of your father. That they meant that much to him. And I know that because he told me.
I think if my mother could speak to me, literally now, I think that she would say it was a good thing. I think she would say she found a great deal of comfort in the fact that someone was there with her children. Although she was leaving us, that there was someone there that we could so connect with and that connected with us.
You beat so hard, beating with all your might, but you're losing ground, and you're cursing the gift of flight with a harsh sound, and you know that it's just not right. Just gotta give it time.